So I have both the Chase Trifecta and the Amex Trifecta, and I pay combined annual fees of $1,040 every single year to have these two credit card setups. However, the Chase Trifecta only accounts for $95 of those annual fees, whereas the Amex Trifecta accounts for the remaining $945 in fees. And usually when you pay that much money for something, you expect to get a ton of value back in return. However, despite the big differences and the big gaps between those two annual fees of the two trifectas, what I've got to say is that over the past few years of using these two setups, the value that they've been both able to give me personally has been pretty close to equal. So in this video, what I want to do is just talk to you guys in a very honest and conversational way. So I've got absolutely nothing scripted here, nothing planned, but I really just want to talk about what's on the top of my mind about these two credit card setups and why I love them both pretty equally, and I've used them both so much over the past few years. I like a lot of things about the Chase Trifecta and the Amex Trifecta. They both got their own advantages and disadvantages, and another thing is that those disadvantages kind of disappear and get offset a little bit as you combine these credit cards together, these 6 credit cards together. So they kind of amplify all the good things about a credit card setup when you use them together. They kind of fill in the gaps that the other's missing. So I also supplement that a little bit with a few other credit cards, and I'm just gonna cover all that here in this video. So comment down below if you'd like to see videos like this where I just kind of talk off the top of my head and have no script or anything prepared, because I want to put out more content and I'd love to make videos like this in the future, so let me know down below. So the Chase Trifecta consists of 3 personal Chase credit cards, which are going to be the no annual fee Freedom Flex, the no annual fee Freedom Unlimited, and then the $95 per year Chase Sapphire Preferred, which is the card that I use in my own Chase Trifecta setup. Although some people do throw in the $550 per year Chase Sapphire Reserve instead. For me, I just like the cheaper Preferred because it does have a lot of similar features, a lot of similar travel insurances and benefits, but most importantly, it's got the same one-to-one travel transfer partners as the Sapphire Reserve, so I'd much rather pay $95 as opposed to $550 to have access to the same one-to-one transfer partners. Now, I also use the Sapphire Preferred to get 3x points per dollar on streaming, but other than that, I'm not putting that much spending on the card. I do use it for parking every now and then. If I buy a parking spot at the airport, I get 2x points per dollar on travel. But other than that, it's not a high spend card for me, so it's mainly about its benefits. I do take advantage of the primary auto rental coverage on the Sapphire Preferred, so anytime I rent a car, I'll use my CSP and then just get the primary auto rental coverage and decline whatever insurances the credit card or the car rental company is trying to offer me. Saves me maybe 20 bucks a day when I'm renting a car, which adds up over time, and I know some people like that feature on the Sapphire Preferred. I also was able to get a 60,000 point sign-up bonus when I got the card almost 4 years ago, but every now and then, Chase does offer limited time elevated bonuses of up to 80,000 or even 100,000 points that we saw a couple of years ago, but 80,000 points tends to be the limited time elevated bonus we see on the Sapphire Preferred. So if you're ever thinking about getting that card at some point, I'd highly recommend you just wait for a higher bonus to pop up, whether that's online or in branch. Sometimes the in branch offers, if you go to a physical Chase branch location, can be a little bit better. So just look up data points online, watch YouTube videos when there are these higher increased offers going on. There was just one a few months ago, but that has expired now, so we're back down to 60,000 points as I'm filming this. But overall, Sapphire Preferred, great card, really about those transfer partners and some of the insurances and the primary auto rental coverage, at least for me in my setup. Then for the Freedom Flex, that card was a very good card for me because I got an awesome sign-up bonus of 20,000 Chase UR points plus 5x points per dollar on groceries for the first year that I had this card. So I used this a ton for groceries to get 5x back on groceries, but it also gives 5x points per dollar in rotating quarterly categories that changes up every 3 months. So you got categories like gas stations, Amazon, PayPal, grocery stores even, restaurants, and a few other things. Target was a category earlier this year. So great card overall for those high spend categories that you use every day in your life. Freedom Flex, very versatile card. You do have to activate those 5x categories when Chase sends you an email every 3 months, so make sure you never forget to do that. After you do that, it's pretty easy to take advantage of it. This next month, it's going to be for gas stations, so I'll have it on my Apple Pay on my iPhone. I'll probably carry the card with me too in case a certain gas station that I'm going to doesn't accept Apple Pay, and then I'll be able to get 5x points per dollar on gas. And then for the Freedom Unlimited card, this is also a 20,000 point sign-up bonus that I was able to get when I got the card maybe 3 or 4 years ago, but mainly I'm using this card as my catch-all card. So it earns 1.5 Chase points per dollar on everything. I really like that and I find that valuable. I know there's some other cards out there that earn 2%, 2 points per dollar, or 2% cash back, but the 1.5 points per dollar on the Freedom Unlimited really is valuable to me because, again, I'm taking those Chase points that I'm earning from this card, from the Freedom Flex, and any other Chase Ink cards. I transfer them over to my Sapphire Preferred card, which has those one-to-one transfer partners. And with those partners, I like to transfer out to Hyatt a lot, where I can very easily get 2 to 3 cents per point or even higher. Obviously, sometimes I'm redeeming for flights as well, but the hotels with Hyatt, I find that the main way that I'm using my Chase cards. So 1.5 points per dollar on the Freedom Unlimited really becomes more like 3% back or 4.5% back when I take those points and transfer them to Hyatt. I find that very, very valuable as a catch-all card. So catch-all card, Freedom Unlimited, rotating categories, Freedom Flex, and then I use the Sapphire Preferred for streaming, some miscellaneous travel, and really for those transfer partners. Now, some other advantages the Chase Trifecta has includes things like limited time partner benefits. So right now, I believe that is Lyft, DoorDash, and Instacart. Those are some nice limited time benefits that Chase partners with, where you get, I think, like 5x back on Lyft, a few other limited time trials and things like that, and other benefits with those brands. Chase is always changing them up every few years. Chase also has some offers where you can find within your Chase account where you just go ahead and add those offers to your individual Chase cards. And those could be things like getting extra cash back or statement credits at the grocery store, or specific brands where you're shopping online. Maybe you get 5% back here or 10% back there. So those are always very easy to add to your Chase card manually, or you can add them automatically whenever you log into your Chase account by downloading the Card Pointers extension, which is an extension that I highly recommend. I've talked about it in other videos. So that'll automatically add your Chase offers to your cards, give you some extra value, some extra cash back. And those are really a lot of the advantages I see with the Chase Trifecta and how I use it in my daily spending. Now, for some of the disadvantages, the big thing that comes to mind for me and for a lot of other people is the categories and the multipliers. Like I said, some of those 5x categories that rotate on the Freedom Flex are valuable, but I would rather see a consistent grocery category or a consistent gas category, or ideally both, across the Chase Trifecta. So you get 3x back on online groceries with the Sapphire Preferred, but it's not all groceries. So I don't really use online groceries. I don't spend money on that. I go to the grocery store. I've got food allergies, so I like to read the ingredient labels, as weird as that sounds. But Freedom Flex, like I said before, has those rotating 5x categories, which occasionally is going to be gas stations and occasionally is going to be grocery stores, but that's only for 1 out of the 4 quarters per year for each of those things. So I would rather have a consistent, steady category of groceries or of gas stations in the Chase Trifecta, and that's how I would improve it. But that's where the Amex Trifecta comes into play for me. So the big card over there is the Amex Gold Card, which gets 4x points per dollar at grocery stores, also 4x points per dollar on dining at restaurants and other places like that. So it's a very good food credit card for me. So it's getting 4 Amex points per dollar, which can be very, very valuable. Amex membership rewards points and Chase Ultimate rewards points are kind of competitors. You could transfer those same Amex points to a lot of similar partners that Chase has as well. It does not have Hyatt, so that's why I said I like to use my Chase points for Hyatt, whereas Amex, it has a lot more transfer partners with a lot more flights, airlines, things like that. So I use my Amex points for more of international business class flights, things like that, long distance, long haul flights. That's where you can find maybe like 4, 5, 6+ cents per point in value, which is way higher than the 1 cent per point value that you typically can find inside the Amex travel portal when booking flights. But anyway, for the Amex Gold Card, you're also getting 3x points per dollar when booking flights with the airline or through Amex Travel. So those are kind of the major spending categories there, 3x on flights and then 4x on groceries and dining. Plus, you have a $250 annual fee, which you can offset with $240 worth of annual credits for Uber and select dining partners. The Uber credit for me is much easier to use because you can use it for Uber rides or Uber Eats, whereas the dining credit is only available with select dining partners like Grubhub, Shake Shack, and a few others. I use that every now and then. I don't use it as much as I should sometimes. Sometimes I do forget, but the Uber credit, I'm always traveling and I'm always riding in Ubers and Lyfts, just comparing prices there. So the Uber credit's very easy to use. The dining credit, maybe not so much. I do think that if you're living in a city and you're getting food delivery with Grubhub or you're going to Shake Shack a lot or something, those are very easy ways to use those credits on the Amex Gold Card. So for city people, I think the Amex Gold is a no-brainer, especially, and with the higher grocery prices you're paying in the cities, you might as well be getting max value from those 4x points per dollar. It's kind of hard to beat that. So Amex Gold, great card for food. That's how I use it in this setup. I use those credits to offset the annual fee, and I'm good to go. I also got a 60,000 point sign-up bonus on the Amex Gold, but we've been seeing it as high as 75,000 or even up to 90,000 membership rewards points for the Amex Gold Card, so that's very, very good. Then moving on to the Amex Platinum Card, this is a very controversial card because it does have a $695 annual fee, by far the highest out of any card in the setup or really any other credit card on the market for that part. And you do get 5x points per dollar on flights that you book through airlines or through Amex Travel, plus 5x points per dollar on prepaid hotels only booked through Amex Travel, so not as good there. I really don't book hotels using the Platinum Card, but I do book flights with it because I'd rather book through the airlines, to be honest. I also got a 100,000 point sign-up bonus when I got the Amex Platinum Card, but we've also been seeing offers for as high as 125,000 points lately, or even up to 150,000 points for select targeted offers. Not sure if that's available right now, but I have seen that over the past few months this year. So the Amex Platinum Card, very high sign-up bonus, definitely good to take advantage of there. But again, very high annual fee. So you got to be careful. What you really want to look at with this card is the credits, all the credits and benefits that it offers. So there's $240 digital entertainment credit, $200 Uber credit, $200 airline incidental fee credit, all these other things that you could take a look at in other videos that I've talked about that I'll link to down below. But you want to make sure those credits give you as much value as possible to offset that $695 fee as much as you can. Now, you do get a lot of other really good travel insurance protections. So if anything ever does go wrong with your travel, any delays, baggage delays, trip delays, whatever, the Amex Platinum Card is a great card for that kind of stuff. Plus you get access to lounges. So you have Priority Pass, Amex lounges, all these things you can search through the Amex Global Lounge collection on American Express's website. And what I find is that I do go to these lounges a lot, and I do go to the lounge in Philadelphia as much as I can. That's my home city. There's not Amex lounges everywhere, so I know there's no Amex lounge in Chicago. That's a major city, so if you're living there, maybe not as much value for this card, but in most other major cities, New York, LA, San Francisco, a lot of other places, there's Amex lounges. So just search that Global Lounge collection because it's nice to go there and spend a little bit of time before your flight. They are very nice. Just take all these things into consideration. You really have to do your research and crunch the numbers for the Amex Platinum Card because you don't want to be paying $700 per year for somebody that's just not going to travel or somebody that's not using those credits. But if you're someone that really optimizes your wallet setup, you know you're going to use those credits. You already spend money on the credits, on the services those credits cover. The Amex cards can provide you a lot of value, and they do make that $945 combined annual fee worth it. Again, only if you're using those credits, because the sign-up bonuses can only go so far, the point multipliers can only go so far, because it takes a lot of spending per year just to make up for those annual fees. So you really want to make sure the credits are what's offsetting those annual fees, not just your spending, not just the welcome bonuses. Make sure you're getting steady, consistent value. But then to finish up the Amex Trifecta, the third card in this setup is the Amex Blue Business Plus, which is a business credit card with no annual fee. It earns a flat 2x points per dollar on everything. It got me 15,000 Amex points as a sign-up bonus when I got this card a couple of years ago. And if I had to say one card that you could leave out of this setup, and you probably don't need if you have the Chase and Amex Trifecta together, it would be the Blue Business Plus, just because this is a business credit card, and most people can qualify for business cards if they have some sort of a side hustle or some sort of an income generating activity they do in their spare time. But not everybody is going to want a business credit card, so you can forget about it if you really don't want it. I kind of use it every now and then for this YouTube and social media business, but it really doesn't earn me that many points, so it's mostly the Amex Gold Card and the Amex Platinum Card that I'm using the most on travel for the Amex Platinum and on groceries and dining out at restaurants for the Amex Gold Card. Now, a couple of other advantages of the Amex Trifecta are going to be Amex offers, which are very similar to Chase offers we talked about before. You just log into your American Express account and you can add all these really good offers to save money or get statement credits, earn bonus Amex points and all that kind of stuff. And you can also use card pointers to add your Amex offers automatically as well. So again, highly recommend card pointers. Gonna leave a link for that down below if you want to check that out. But outside of getting some extra value from those Amex offers, you can also link your American Express membership rewards account with a site called Rakuten, which is basically just an extra cashback portal. I use it all the time. You can get really, really great bonus cashback on that website from a lot of popular brands and websites. All you gotta do is go to Rakuten first, click through their links. It's gonna bring you to whatever website you were going to shop from already. It's gonna track your spending and whether you buy something and then give you bonus cashback based on that purchase. And when you link your Amex account and your American Express membership rewards account, you're gonna actually earn Amex points instead of cashback, which is way more valuable valuable when you take those points and transfer them out for travel redemptions like hotels and flights later on. Now, some disadvantages of the Amex Trifecta are going to be, first of all, the very high annual fees. It's going to keep a lot of people away from the Platinum Card and the Gold Card specifically. And American Express does give you, of course, a lot of those credits that we've talked about already in this video to help bring down the effective annual fee. But still, in my opinion, even if you are getting good value from those credits, for a lot of people, mostly beginners, the Chase Trifecta is going to just look a lot more appealing with the $95 annual fee compared to $945 on the Amex Trifecta. That's just the way it is, but I do encourage you to take a deeper look at those annual fees and those credits, because sometimes it does make sense to pay for those annual fees on credit cards. It just really depends on your situation. So again, crunch the numbers, look at those credits and compare the value and the benefits and determine if the cost is worth it to you. But that's what I did, and I decided that both these trifectas are worth it for me. Now, even though the Amex Trifecta does cover the grocery category very well by getting 4x points per dollar at grocery stores on the Gold Card, it still is also lacking a gas category, which was also lacking on the Chase Trifecta. So what I've done is I've just added in a bonus credit card to complement these two credit card setups. So that is the Citi Custom Cash, which I'm sure many of you are very familiar with. It is one of the best no annual fee credit cards on the market. It gets 5% back in your highest spend category every single billing cycle. And if you just use it specifically for gas and nothing else, you're gonna lock in getting 5% back on your gas station purchases every single month. So that's a very good card to complement these two Chase and Amex Trifecta setups with. And then along with the Citi Custom Cash, another supplemental card that we like to throw into the mix here with the Amex Trifecta and the Chase Trifecta is going to be the Built MasterCard, just because my fiance Jackie and I, we still pay rent. So we pay around $2,200 to $2,300 every month for our rent expense, and we can throw that on our Built MasterCard and pay no extra processing fees that most other credit cards charge. So it's able to earn us 1 point per dollar on rent, or 2,200 to 2,300 points per month on our rent expense. And Built has a ton of great transfer partners, with Hyatt actually being one of those. So the way we kind of look at it is it's almost another Chase credit card that is a part of the Chase Trifecta, even though it's the fourth credit card in that trifecta, so kind of like a quadfecta. But I throw the Built MasterCard in there, transfer my Chase and my Built points over to Hyatt. And again, like I said before, we're transferring our American Express membership rewards points for the most part with long distance and international flights in business and first class. So it's very valuable with those points over there. Now, all the information in this video about how I personally am optimizing my own wallet setup with the Chase Trifecta and the Amex Trifecta and a few other credit cards, that is all talking about information about the earning side of things in the credit card game. So after we've optimized our wallet setups to earn the most points, then it's time to redeem them for the most value. That's the other half of the whole equation. And this is by far where it gets very, very complicated, and I could talk about this stuff for hours with dozens and dozens of examples. So if you actually want to learn more about this stuff, I've got free videos and free guides that I'm going to link to down below. And I've also got videos that I'm going to link to on the screen right now that show examples of how to redeem your Chase and Amex points like a pro. So definitely, if you want to see some examples and walkthroughs in detail of how to do that, then go check out either one of these videos on the screen next.